What is going on with Digi lately? Well, we're making some changes. Maybe the biggest changes we've made in 3 years. If you've followed us on Instagram over the past few months, you know we've been talking about a rebrand, a new logo. So let's start with the rebrand and then talk about what it means for what we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks, months, years. A lot of our content in the past has been very church-centric or spiritual, religious-centric, but we do believe there are nonprofits that don't necessarily take a spiritual stance that are spreading hope, healing, and light online, and we want to be able to help them with our services. We feel personally like we're called to help these people. It has been quite a roadblock in the past, actually, to be labeled as like the church person when you don't only want to help church people. Churches have a lot of problems. We are passionate about helping pastors and church leaders and faith leaders solve those problems, navigate the internet. I will always be fascinated with that. Michelle will always be fascinated with church and spirituality. I wouldn't have gone to school for religious studies or seminary if I wasn't passionate about learning about faith communities, how people experience faith, and how I can help them. So we aren't losing that part of our identity. We're just opening up to this other piece of our identity that hasn't been very known or hasn't been very accessible. For us, this is really living into our mission, living into our call as human beings. And because we're not run by a board or a governing faith entity, we can do what we want. These are the people we want to serve. This is why we built Digi. Literally from day one, Michelle and I meeting in a Panera Bread, I believe, scoping out what the future of Digi would look like. We said we always wanted to move to a place where we were serving all types of faith communities and nonprofits too. So I always feel like whenever we make a change, it's just us becoming more of who we've always wanted to be. Really proud of that. This is our step in doing that. In doing so, we felt we needed to change the logo. We could just change the language, but if we have the cross in all of our logos, kind of sends a mixed message. Again, the cross isn't bad. We're not anti-cross here, but if we want to help serve people that don't necessarily follow the way of the cross and don't necessarily prescribe to that religion, it doesn't really make sense to have that in our logo. And so we thought about, what do we want to always help people with? Ultimately, what it comes down to, whether we're helping faith communities or we're helping nonprofits, we're helping them communicate better. We're helping them share hope, healing, and light better. We did a lot of like soul searching for this. We really leaned into our mission, hope, healing, and light. What does this mean? Communication, what does this look like? And when we leaned into that, we discovered another problem with our logo. Can I just tell you that? We have a phone in it. Who says phones are gonna look like this in the next couple years? And phones are not the only method of communication we want to help people with. So, logo reveal time. After working with the designer for quite a few months, weeks, not sure. Here's where we landed. One of our absolute favorite pieces about this logo, other than just like the cool colors and the little speech bubbles that you see over the eyes in Digivangelism, like that's so amazing, is this concept that we're helping these people that want to share hope, healing, and light take what is in their head, but the things they're thinking about in their thought bubble, and turn it into communication in a way people can hear. Not just inside their heads, not just inside their sermons, not just inside their buildings or the events, but online where people spend a majority of their time anyway. So we're still Digi. We're still spreading this hope, healing, and light. Hopefully we're spreading it beyond the walls of faith institutions now, or more so than we have in the past. And just getting these leaders out of their heads. Stop thinking, start doing, start spreading that message. All right, what else is changing? So we are doubling down on this digital communications, comms, whatever, training hub. Was the digital ministry training hub. We're kind of renaming it now. The hub has been the best way for us to help the most amount of people with our time as effectively as possible. If you're not familiar with the hub, click the link above or below. You can watch a walkthrough video of it. Essentially, we have dozens and dozens and dozens of walkthroughs on how to use social media, Canva, websites. We have downloadables. We have our entire digital communications review course in the hub, and an ask a question feature where people can continue to submit questions. We're super proud of this and we're excited to build it out, and so we're going to be pushing it a lot more. Another new way we're really excited about serving people, I know I talked about digital communications reviews. This is like a super big in-depth review of your social media, your websites. We go into everything. It's usually like a 10 to 12 page report. Lately they've been like 20 plus pages. I'm not promising it's going to stay to that. We want to show them everything that is not communicating effectively or is not done right. We want to help them with their questions. Pretty in-depth process. It's a really in-depth process. So we're going to continue serving people in that way, but we also know the price point for the DCRs is not something everyone can afford. Smaller nonprofits, smaller churches, faith communities might need something a little more budget friendly, and so we're going to start serving churches with content reviews. This could be a lot more targeted. It could just be a website, it could just be your social media, and we'll kind of work with you on your budget and your needs and kind of tailor that smaller review experience to help the community at hand. So you can still do the full in-depth dive on deep and you will get a lot in return. But if that's just not in the cards right now, we do have some other options and we'd be glad to talk with you about that. Check the link below if you're interested. 3 more quick updates. Thanks for sticking with me. As we expand the hub, we'll be exploring more tools to make your life easier. We have spent so long building this hub. We've filled it with all of your most urgent questions. How do we use Instagram? How do we use TikTok? How do we use Canva? We had to make a lot of content. We had to build the hub to begin with. We labeled everything in the hub, made it searchable so when you click one video, it goes to another video. That took a lot lot of time. Now we're ready to do some learning. So you'll see me showing up more on YouTube, talking about these tools that we're exploring. We'll send them out via email as well. And ultimately, this is just trying to gain more knowledge so we can answer more of your questions in the hub that would be helpful for your ministries, for your nonprofits, for your endeavors. We just want it to be the most comprehensive training hub possible. That was 1. 2 of 3, we are exploring some local-ish event possibilities for us to set up a booth. Just kind of get out more in the community, just talk about what we're doing. We might be able to help you with just a quick conversation. So if you'd like to invite us to something, feel free to reach out, digivangelism@gmail.com. And number 3 might give you a glimpse of where we're going with Digi in like the future, not this year, probably not next year. It's no secret that life as a pastor or faith community leader is changing. It has changed. There are a lot of bivocational pastors. That's been talked about since before I went to seminary. And so as someone who's kind of shifted my role in life from like the ministry track to like entrepreneurial, gig economy, I feel like there is a lot we have to offer as far as educating faith leaders on how to dip their toe into that water. Why can't pastors have a side business or consult people on the side? A lot of them do, but how do they do that? They don't teach you that in seminary. And again, that is like way in the future. I'm talking years down the road. As far as us helping with that, you can look into it now if you want, but it remains a passion for us to kind of help faith and nonprofit leaders figure out how they can make some extra money, especially as we're looking at the future of the church and it just looks kind of uncertain. So for now, our biggest way to kind of dip our toe in that water is to have conversations with people that might make good affiliates for the hub. An affiliate is usually a user of a product or service who helps to promote it in exchange for some commission. So for example, later.com. I don't think I've actually made any videos on later.com yet, but I'm going to. We use that service. We love that service. It's a scheduling tool for social media, so I don't have to actually post the videos everywhere. I can just plop it up on Later and it will shoot it out to all the platforms at the time I tell it to. It is a beautiful lifesaver and it helps you batch content a lot easier, which for me just makes the process of content creation so much more manageable. Anyway, we like Later. So what I can do and what I will do for example's sake is drop the link below and suggest to you if you would like help with your content creation, with batching your social media content posting, check out later.com because we use it and we love it. See, that's the other thing about affiliates. Usually it's something that you use and you like. We wanted to offer something like that with the hub, or if people are either users of the hub or if they help create content for the hub, which we are inviting some other faces into the space soon. Either way, they'll be able to receive an appropriate amount for sharing about the hub and having other people sign up for the hub under their name. It only makes sense, and it's just an awesome experience for these leaders to dip their toe into the affiliate water. As faith and nonprofit leaders need to explore other streams of income, maybe their community just can't afford them anymore, maybe they need to drop their hours. This makes those changes a little more tolerable. It provides them with options. As someone in the gig economy, I know there is huge potential for this. So that's the update for now. What questions do you have other than what's going on up here? Feel free to comment below or shoot us an email, digivangelism@gmail.com. Michelle and I are so happy to continue to serve you in this way. I'm rocking my DigiFam shirt. Did you see? It says established 2020, but the truth is we've been at this for well before that. And though there have been shifts in the world over that time and shifts in our company over that time, we're super honored to continue to be a tool to help you share hope and healing and light online. So keep it up. We're here for you. And thanks for following along on the journey. Peace.